how many years he managed to do it like that. He's not perfect, but always people want something that is not good for them, right? Excellent. Definitely there is emotion coming out of him. Did I say I really liked it? Maybe 15 times. Hey everyone, I'm Shaket, your Cvt vocal coach. Today we're gonna have another reaction video for you where I'm going to analyze the singers that you love to listen to using Cvt terms. Let's dive into it.
國語歌叫做《心的距離》。
I like the Dragon Ball hair.
看前面，我忘記了是哪個夏天，你輕靠着我飄散而過的落葉。
Right.
為了誓言，
Nice.
讓時間延伸又向永遠。
Powerful voice. I would say towards the overdrive, definitely some overdrive notes also. So not too light, quite full. Yeah, sounds good.
讓時間延伸又向永遠，遲鈍如我也感覺到的邊緣，遲鈍如我也感覺。
Yeah, that also explains the, maybe being too loud on E. When we say overdrive, this shouty, clear, metallic sound mode, then we say also to keep the vowels towards A and O, right? So you have to direct the vowels. So for example, on in, you would say more in than in to keep a more overdrive sound. Sometimes if you try to stay in overdrive and do really E really hard, then your voice might break. Yes.
又向永遠，遲鈍如我也感覺到的邊緣，在思念的空間裡不斷徘徊，那距離卻越明顯。失去的提醒我現實的界限，失去的提醒我現實的界限。有一遍，
I like it.
我忘記了是哪些時間，你言辭閃爍，原因當然不明顯。試着看見，讓時間倒轉回到從前，認真如我又抓不到的邊緣。在想象的空間裡不斷徘徊，讓畫面永遠明確。
Okay, he's not perfect technique-wise. All right, he breaks sometimes it's not very controlled. We saw that effect he tried to put in and that didn't really work out, but he has a lot of emotion, in my opinion at least. Definitely there is emotion coming out of him. You can feel that when he sings. And I think sometimes it's more important than to stay all the time super, tight on every effect and on every sound. But that's personal opinion. I think it's good overall.
想象的空間裡不斷徘徊，讓畫面永遠明確。就算是閉上眼，也無法否決。
At least it's live, It's obviously live.
怎麼會讓自己設身不斷設限？你怎麼會對我的心不斷的拒絕？愛失去你的包圍，每次退後又錯過的一點一點，我沒有辦法。
Again with the E, maybe, you could either change the vowel a bit, or I would twang it a bit more. Maybe there is some support, need to be a bit more. I think mostly about the twang and just when you go towards there, it's easier with more twang when you go for the distortion sound. So more twang helps there. But it sounds cool, Who the fuck cares? It's nice I explained and then say who the fuck cares. But I also like it when effects are just coming out of straight on emotion and not only technique. Yeah, but he's fighting a bit part of it. can hear it when it goes to falsetto that it sounds a bit like strained a bit. I said before overdrive, right? I think also sometimes maybe it's a bit curbing, but a too loud curbing, which also leads to distortion sometimes. Not sometimes, basically too loud curbing, you'll get distortion, but not the nice kind. You'll get the uncontrolled distortion. If you go, oh, 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 oh. Now I did it on purpose, but yes, if you try to go on ooh, very strained, louder and louder and louder, at some point you will hit distortion, but not a very nice one. So practice distortion in the other way. There is a video I did also in Chinese explaining how to do distortion, so feel free to check it out. I can put a link in the comments. See you there. This guitar riff. Gives me a bit like, maybe I'm wrong, but it gives me a bit of 90s rock vibes, where things were a bit less straight and like it has to be this or that, it has to be super high notes and super tight, and you know, it became a bit more kind of lazy and yeah, a bit less polished. You know, if you think about the 80s and you think about like rock singers like, I don't know, Bon Jovi or like Motley Crue, stuff like that, then you would hear a very high pitch, very controlled until a certain point, but very controlled singing and, you know, very showing off kind of singing. But then in the 90s it became a bit more like, let's just scream it all out and fuck the outfits and the makeup and all that. So it gives me a bit of that vibe because it's less of this polished rock. But it's given everything you got, you know, you can really feel it. Yeah, I definitely think it's too loud for a curbing. Na 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 na. Whatever, something like that. But if you go to that sound and then go in pretty dark with a lot of volume, something might happen. And you also hear on the falsetto that it's more and more kind of husky the more we go with the song, so he's getting tired also. I don't even know how to imitate that because I don't know, it doesn't sound very healthy to me. But yeah, it's a good indication that something is going on. Many singers feel it from, you know, if you are a bit hoarse, then like checking your falsetto notes, or I check falsetto or high neutral. Usually when I fucked up with my voice, then the sounds are not there, or if I'm sick or something like that. Like if I'm really sick. If this is not there, then I know that maybe something is a bit off. wonder how many years he managed to do it like that. If I think, correct me if I'm wrong. Let's do a how to say it. It's either that at some point he changed the way he sang and went for something healthier and learned how to do the effects in a more controlled way, or that he stopped singing at some point, or that he doesn't sing so much anymore, or something like that. I don't think you could, if after a while in the song you start getting so many like scratch sounds in your voice that don't sound intentional to me, then you won't be able to do it for a long time. Yeah. But I have to say that I do like it. Like that's the, always people want something that is not good for them, right? There's also something about singers that do it wrong, that you see that they're suffering, that you're like, oh my god. I don't know, maybe it's just me. The May was good. When it was with a lot of twang, it worked. May! When it's with a lot of twang, it works. We heard the May, which May. Usually I don't think we said with more twang, from what I heard at least. Crazy. The synthesizer in the back. That's why it doesn't sound so much 90s to me. It sounds, I don't know, synth in rock is more like 80s, right? But the vibe gives a bit more 90s vibe. Maybe it's from last week. And just the camera is shit. I don't know. Yeah, he's definitely tired. Was giving everything he had. It's rock and roll! Alright! I really liked it. I know as a vocal coach, maybe it's not the best thing to say. But it sounded cool and it sounded straight from the heart and I really liked it. Thank you so much for recommending this one. Excellent. I really liked it. Did I say I really liked it? Maybe 15 times. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Shaked, your Cvt vocal coach, and I will see you next time. Cheers.